You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why?
You look like melted ice cream.
Movie magic never fails to amaze us, and we were surprised to learn how many times it's actually fooled us. The ways TV and movies manage to trick us into believing what we're seeing is real are varied and impressive. Which actor's abs were courtesy of CGI? What about the body double who hid another actor's pregnancy? We're covering all that and more, so let's have a look at the most surprising physical transformations that totally fooled us.
That's crazy, right?
Matthew Lewis, aka Neville Longbottom, deceived us in all the latter films. The actor had hit puberty a bit earlier than everyone else and grew to be lean and handsome. Not so on brand with the Neville Longbottom we all knew.
Why is it always me?
In order to make the character more believable and familiar looking, Lewis wore body padding, had plastic bits placed behind his ears so they stuck out more, and even wore fake teeth. The teeth were only for the prisoner of Azkaban though. Harry Melling, or as we know him, Dudley Dursley, was almost recast in the Deathly Hallows film because he had lost so much weight, about 60 pounds, that he was almost unrecognizable and certainly didn't look the part of the bumbling and chubby Dursley. As opposed to recasting, they put him in a fat suit so he looked more like he had before.
Where is your mum? Where is your mum, Potter?
We don't blame them, since we could hardly recognize him when he appeared on our screens while watching The Queen's Gambit. This may be one of the best examples of a convincingly real CGI costume. Brie Larson in Avengers Endgame appears on screen in a fully CGI suit. This wound up being the case because she had shot her scenes for Endgame before she'd begun production for Captain Marvel. Due to that, the costume hadn't actually finished being designed yet.
Am I allowed to tell you that? I mean, it's kind of complicated.
Although he'd worn the suit before, by the last movie, the famous Iron Man suit was computer-generated onto his body. Robert Downey Jr. did still wear a partial suit called a football suit, while the rest was CGI magic.
I'm the best.
Though, this wasn't the only instance of CGI in the film. The actor was injured while shooting, so the last scene in the film is actually a body double in place for the actor, with Robert Downey Jr.'s face superimposed on it. When Emma Stone was playing the famous tennis player Billie Jean King in the film Battle of the Sexes, the production required someone who could realistically play like a pro, so they had a body double step in place for the intense tennis scenes.
All I think about is tennis.
The body double worked with the real Billie Jean King to learn how she played and moved physically. The visceral and powerful Walk of Shame scene in Game of Thrones used a body double to portray LENA Headey. The actress was slightly pregnant at the time. Headey did perform the scene while wearing a beige slip, and the body double, Rebecca Van Cleve, did the same, only in the nude.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Afterwards, CGI was used to combine Headey's facial expressions with Van Cleve's body. While Angelina JOLIE has performed many nude scenes in her career, when it came to Wanted, it was another body we saw.
I'm sorry?
You apologize too much.
Sorry about that.
The actress was sick the day they shot the scene and wasn't up for the task, so a body double stepped in. While many people thought CGI was used to make Chris Sullivan appear slimmer in the 4th season of This Is Us, the truth is, what we saw was what Sullivan really looks like.
I've been going to the gym over the last few months.
It came as a shock to learn that Sullivan actually wore prosthetics throughout the first few seasons to make him appear larger than he was. The production did face some criticism for it, but his co-star Chrissy Metz defended the decision by explaining that, with all the actors that had read, Sullivan was the best for the part in the end. While Zachary Levi worked out and got into very good shape, he admitted the SHAZAM suit was padded to make him look more buff. It's a bit obvious as well, looking at the outfit, that it isn't very realistic, considering how sculpted it is.
You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.
When Penelope Cruz was on set for Pirates of the Caribbean 4, she was pulling double duty, as an actor and an expecting mother. Since she was pregnant, she wasn't able to shoot all the scenes herself, so they used a body double. Luckily, the double had many similarities to Cruz, who also happened to be a Cruz. The double was the younger sister of Penelope, Monica Cruz, truly a family affair.
You still love me.
If you had a sister and a dog, I'd choose the dog.
While some people thought only parts of Will Smith's genie body were CGI, according to Smith, nothing but the face was his own. The entire body was done with CGI. As for the bodybuilder genie, again, not Smith, but his body double, Adam Basil.
I said I was the most powerful being in the universe.
Before filming began, it was decided that the Green Lantern suit would be entirely CGI, representing the life force coming out from within the body. Reynolds did wear a special suit while filming, which was then covered by CGI after the fact.
It was the only way to do it, and I think it was a fresh way to do it as well.
The child actress was required to wear a fat suit for the filming of Little Miss Sunshine. Yes, that's correct. The 10-year-old actress wore a fat suit. The production felt it was important to include because of the scene in which she's self-conscious and judgmental of her physical appearance.
I think I can win. I do.
Then you're gonna be a winner.
When Emma Thompson did Love Actually, the director had pictured her character as frumpy and motherly, so the actress was padded up to be about a size 8 for the film. Since Paul Walker tragically passed away in a car accident and there were still key scenes to shoot for Fast and Furious 6, the production resorted to very complex CGI to bring his face to the screen. His two brothers, Caleb and Cody, actually stepped up to help. Since the brothers were close enough to Walker physically, they acted as body doubles, and then Walker's face was superimposed with CGI from the prior footage they had of the actor.
Thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
When Damon was shooting The Martian, he was required to look famished and starved as an astronaut who had been surviving on very little for a very long time.
It has been 7 days since I ran out of ketchup.
Due to an intense shooting schedule, the actor wasn't able to quickly lose the weight he needed to for filming the scene, so a body double was used instead, though only for about 2 scenes according to Damon. Bettany's Vision character successfully brought to life a semi-human, semi-artificial seeming character, all of which was achieved by extensive prosthetics and CGI. The prosthetics took about 3.5 hours to complete each day.
It's a little like being inside a gin and tonic.
There is a bit of mystery surrounding this case, since Nicolas Cage and the production team have said that they didn't CGI his abs in Ghost Rider, but behind-the-scenes photos seem to tell another story. What we do know for sure is that some CGI was definitely used to alter his body, since it was used to remove all of his tattoos. Tobey Maguire was meant to shave his head for the film, but since it wasn't in his contract, he asked the film to pay him $15,000 to do the chop.
I've never run a convertible before!
They refused and wound up giving him a bald cap to wear and used CGI for his hair instead, which wound up being more expensive than the $15,000 would have been anyway.
We'll be leaving now.
You're not going anywhere, pretty boy.
Keanu Reeves' prison muscles were shockingly realistic, but were ultimately prosthetics that took multiple hours to apply. Along with that, he also wore a full body suit with more prosthetics on it. Hollywood definitely had us fooled. Were you suspect of any of these surprising body transformations? Which movie magic body surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to click the subscribe button and give us a like if you enjoyed.